Friday afternoon today. Very much welcome to this Friday afternoon meetup of Holland FinTech, and we're very much looking forward to inform you, have a bit of fun together, and hit you into a nice weekend after that, of course. As you can see, we're starting a bit different than before. We're relying a little bit more on Kahoot this time. So we're actually not waiting until the end, what you're used to actually join in and join us just for the pub quiz at the end. We'd like to engage with you throughout the whole meetup. So we're very much looking forward for you to sign up so we can actually engage with you throughout the event. We hope you all can find your way there. If not, please let us know in the chat so we can resolve it if you have any challenges. So to see if everything's working, let's see if you know your way around. This is how Kahoot works, right? If you look on your mobile device where you've logged in, you actually don't see the answers to the questions, you just see the colors. So you have to read the question, read the color, read the answers, and find the right color on your answering device. Well, here you can see, oh, it's nice to see that we've got some people with ambition for the pub quiz. We're very much looking forward to that. So we're going to have a bit of fun. And of course, we're going to learn a little bit more about the pictures later on. So provided with some insights, just to get a view of who we've got at the table today. Where are you dialing in from? You can type your answer in the field. So this is a very nice, diverse group. Germany, the Netherlands, China, London, Lithuania, Den Bosch, beautiful place, of course. And I saw Nigeria as well in the chat coming by. So there's quite an interesting group. Let's see what else we've got up here. The agenda, of course. So very much looking forward to take you through all this. For everyone who hasn't been seeing me so far, my name is Don Ginsel. I'll be your host for today. I'm the founder of Holland FinTech, and I still work with the team to actually create Holland FinTech into a well-known marketplace where you can find all the information you need about the global developments in FinTech. Of course, with our strong Dutch base, of course, find your way if you want to do business in the Dutch market. And beside that, make sure that we can actually connect everyone because there's tons of collaboration opportunities. And so from that perspective, we're very happy to take you through the agenda today, which first will start with a bit of a market update. Please pay well attention there because in the end, you'll probably see that some of the questions of the pub quiz will relate to what we tell in the market update. Then we've got 4 great stories coming up by Yeppoli, Funding Options, Vraagbot, and Banking Lab. The 4 of those companies will explain to you what they're working on at the moment and hopefully spark your imagination to either create something yourself, collaborate with them, or do anything else. Hopefully, it's in any case learnful experience. And at the end, we'll also ask you, who do you think actually did the best job at telling their story? Then we'll end up with a FinTech monthly pub quiz to test your knowledge about everything that happened in December. Announce the best pitching company, and we'll wrap it up for the weekend. So we try to keep everything a bit short, so we make sure we don't hit you too much. And normally, we're very much looking forward actually to see you again in physical presence. In the end, it's much more fun to digest a bit of fintech with a bit of beer and bitterballs, as we'd like to do it in the Dutch way. So we're very much looking forward to hopefully from March onwards to receive you again somewhere on a location in Amsterdam. That said, I think we should keep on going. Yeah. Yes, thanks for sharing, Wyndham. So what have we seen in December? It was quite a busy month, even though, of course, the holidays also kicks in and make things slow down somewhat throughout December. But I've actually heard quite some people that were pretty busy up until the Christmas period. We saw in any case Cred and Happy collaborate, which is a quite interesting perspective. These two companies to come together, two quite large fintech companies making quite a nice move there. An interesting one was a discussion about open banking in the UK. We saw actually there that fintech actually took different routes. We saw some of the neobanks, for example, say that they were quite happy with the way that open banking was currently operating, while we saw that also some other companies were pretty unsatisfied with how things were working at the moment. So there was a big debate going on between, let's say, especially the banking side and parties that want access to banking data. I think it's quite similar to discussions we've seen all across Europe, where banks don't want to be forced to open up and provide all kinds of data, where we see that, of course, parties that want to make use of banking data would like to get access to everything in a seamless way, which is not yet where we are at the moment. And therefore, we see also that the uptake of open banking, very often referred to in the European market as PSD2, is stalling quite a bit. It's interesting to see another collaboration in the US by two European players, Go Cardless and Klarna, collaborating together to power debit payments. Of course, this interesting product because in the US, especially credit card payments are very popular. So it's funny to see that these European companies are actually bringing some of the debit knowledge from Europe to the US. Visa is again on the acquisition path. They've been already in the news with quite some acquisitions over the past year, and we've had Tink and Currency Cloud, I think, were the two large ones that we, of course, also very much know, as they're also members of Holland FinTech. But on top of that, they acquired Belvo as one of the newest additions. An interesting one as well is that Binance and Telkom Indonesia develop a local digital assets exchange. So you see that actually the telcos have been a bit out of the fintech game, well, still, I think since the early days of mobile internet. But very slowly you see some tiny steps of telcos stepping in there. We know, of course, for example, Orange Bank in France, which is an interesting example. And here you see also that the Indonesia Telkom is diving in, and especially they're directly looking at digital asset exchange, which is quite an interesting perspective, of course, that they dive into crypto together with Binance. We've seen that in Argentina, where they've been waiting quite a bit for regulatory changes to enable fintech, that the Chamber of Fintech, local organization there, was actually making a proposal for cryptocurrency regulation, quite an interesting one to read. We've seen that in Poland, new biometric payment cards have been launched by MasterCard, Thales, and FPC. Quite interesting, actually, to combine authentication on the card with biometrics. We've seen that the technology already been around for quite a while, but many parties find it actually too big of an investment to let biometrics replace the PIN number as we know it right now. But it's quite likely that we will see a higher level of security that might require these biometric payments. And it's again, I think, a signal that Poland's actually quite far ahead in their payment schemes. Quite interesting to follow. The Brazil Central Bank is actually coming down on fintechs. They believe that there's much more need for strong regulation, so they're actually pushing down on them. We see especially there that there's let's say that fintech is pretty much a crossover between finance and e-commerce. And we see there, for example, that e-commerce chains are starting banking services. So it's quite an interesting interchange where I can imagine also that Brazil's central bank wants to get more control over how financial services are being rolled out through the country. Let's see. In the UK and the US, you have some discussions about what ways they could actually deal with crypto. Interesting discussions, but not really clear yet where this might end up. I think in general, we see across the world that everyone's quite struggling with how to regulate crypto. And we've seen some countries like China, for example, but also India really crack down and ban crypto altogether. Yeah, for the rest, I think as a last point, maybe nice to mention, well, not nice, but important to mention that inflation has actually been very much on the rise recently, starting in December, creating quite some worries in financial markets because the expectations are that central banks will stop their quantitative easing and rise interest rates, which could have quite a disruptive effect. So that's it for the news. If we then just look at how much funding went into what, we see NYDIG actually doing quite a nice round of 880 million, MoonPay picking up 488 million, Razorpay, a big one with 330, and besides that, Mint and Tipalti doing very nicely on a global level. You see that the amounts are mind-staggering. And then if we look in Europe, we actually see that we're pretty much on the bottom of that list with the highest round by Mambu, also one of our members at 234 million euros. Quite a big amount from a European level, but definitely not what we generally see in Asia and in the US, although Europe is very much catching up, especially in the number of deals. You see that that's getting much better. Also, a bank announced their funding round of 193 million, quite a significant amount because that's generally, if you look at, let's say 3-4 years ago, that would be the total amount that would be invested in the Dutch market in fintech. So it's quite a big number. And it's really nice to see actually the Dutch neobank doing so well on their expansion as well. Besides that, we've got InsurTech and LeoCare. We've got Lydia doing very nicely, and TaxDo. So quite some nice filling rounds. Actually, quite a good month for Europe. Then on the Dutch market, we actually miss Bankera. They should be on top of the list. And for the rest, we had 2 nice rounds by Silverflow and TapTrader. Nice to keep you a bit in the loop on the local perspective. Then, as you know, if you read our newsletters, we also keep track of the global research. And one of the reports that stood out this time was one by CB Insights. They tracked the funding up until Q3. So this is not the full year report just yet, but they already saw that up until Q3, there was a 96% raise in funding compared to the previous year. So 2021 has been definitely a crazy year with regard to fintech funding, even without Q4 being counted for. So a very nice report, I think, by them to dive in, and we're expecting the full year reports coming in quite shortly. And then just as we also track the opinions that are going around in fintech from the specialists and the experts, we always try to track some quote for you to inspire you to get into the weekend. And I think it's interesting to see from Adyen how they see how retail has changed, and that also the pandemic has played such a big role in actually changing the way retail operates. I must say, actually, personally as well, I think I haven't visited the store in ages, but the door keeps being rung for any kind of all kinds of stuff that is being bought online. And the other one, of course, by Morgan Stanley is on the metaverse. I think it's definitely one of the hot things, right? The new 3D world where we believe also commerce could play an important role. The challenge, of course, is still that technology is really early. And we see some dominant plays by, for example, parties like Meta, formerly known as Facebook, that want to claim this space and play a dominant position there. So I think we're still on an interesting path now currently, where we could go the same way as Second Life that we saw about how much time is it? 10, 15 years ago, already making a similar promise. That was definitely too early. I mean, Second Life is still alive, but it's not in everyone's life these days. And we could potentially face the same thing for the metaverse at the moment. Although we see that technology has advanced quite a bit, and especially with the combination of 3D glasses, it could actually be quite an interesting potential to further raise. So I'm expecting in any case quite a lot of interesting experiments commercially in that space. That's it with regard to the monthly overview. I hope you've paid attention, because we're coming back to a lot of the insights later on. And then I'd like to go to Chris Sherman of Yeppoli. Chris, are you ready to tell us a bit more about Yeppoli?
Always ready. Thank you, Don.
Great. Good to see you. I would say...
I don't see you, though.
Share your screen and take it away.
All right. Thank you. So happy New Year and happy Friday, everyone. We're very pleased to be here today. Thanks for the possibility to introduce ourselves as a new member of Holland FinTech, which we are very happy to be since, I believe, November of last year. Also can't wait to make this introduction at one of the next face-to-face meetups in Amsterdam. I want to give you a brief intro of who Yeppoli is and what we do. Yeppoli is an open banking infrastructure provider, and we help companies, fintechs, banks, tech companies, whoever wants to embed financial services into their products. We help them to do that. And the company is about 150 employees big now. We have our headquarters in London. I am sitting with my team in Hamburg, Germany, where we are serving the Dutch market from. And we also have offices in Italy, Spain, France, and Lithuania. As an open banking provider, we obviously have bank connectivity. And I'm going to talk a bit more about it. But what I can say is that our connectivity completely is based on PSD2 and open banking APIs. We do not have any legacy technologies in place. And in terms of investors that are involved in Yeppoli, this is Holzbank Venture is a German investor, Lakestar, Local Globe, and since our Series B with $51 million last summer, we also have Sapphire Ventures as a investor in our investor landscape. So we're serving a lot of larger customers with an infrastructure approach. That means we as Yeppoli want to be as invisible for the end consumer of an open banking product as possible. We understand ourselves as a pure tech enabler. We're enabling with connectivity to over 1,600 banks across Europe for AIS and PIS services. We always pay a lot of attention to enable access not only to retail accounts, but also to business and corporate accounts. And the whole product has been built to fulfill enterprise customer requirements in terms of stability, in terms of uptime, performance, and such. It was originally built as a B2B API rather than a consumer product. So therefore, our architecture, the technical architecture, has always been optimized for APIs, for all the concepts that came through PSD2, such as secure customer authentication, certificates, and all these kind of things. On top of that, we are applying a lot of tools to our infrastructure, such as the consent management, monitoring whether everything is working as it's supposed to, so in order to identify issues with the bank connectivity before our customers or your customers do. We host our platform in multiple cloud providers and give our customers the option to choose. This can have the nice effect of hosting it in the same data center. And we are very much focused also on payments and to optimize the success rates of bank transfer, bank payment initiations. On top, and that's one of our principles, you can build your products in a way that we never, as Yeppoli, compete with you. We have a generalistic approach to use cases. We don't do any use cases. We only provide you the infrastructure so that you can perfectly build the use cases. A few more words about the connectivity. As I said, 100% PSD2 open banking API based, completely built, managed, and monitored by ourselves. And we have currently coverage in the Netherlands, in Germany, UK, Ireland, the Nordics, the Baltics, Spain, France, Austria, Italy. And we are currently adding Eastern Europe and Belgium. So pretty much all the relevant countries across Europe are already connected to our platform, and you can always use PIS and AIS. And as I said, also always business accounts. When we connect banks, we always connect them in a way that all the features that are provided by the bank API are also supported by us. So it's not only about the number of banks that you have connected, it's also how deep is the connectivity to each bank. And that is something where Yeppoli is paying a lot of attention to. To give you two examples, one is a classic use case of account top-ups where you're topping up your account. Showing a little bit video here from Vivid Money, which is one of the example customers here, where you can top up your account either through Apple Pay, credit card, or open banking. We're doing the same with Amsterdam-based neo-broker Bucks, by the way. Both are using us across several countries. And the advantage of this integrated top-up functionality is that you can put this top-up functionality into several process flows within your consumer product. So for example, if a new user has passed the KYC, then you can add the top-up functionality to add funds to the account right after the KYC, and that helps making your clients and users become active users more quickly. As an AIS example, showing you Airbank, which is an SME cash flow management tool. They also take advantage of our connectivity all across Europe. They have no PSD2 license, so we are serving companies with no license as well. And still, if you're not having a license, a PSD2 or PISP or ASP license, you can very much stay in control of the user experience. That's one of our USPs. And that's what you also can see here in this example with where I connect the PayPal account. There's pretty much nothing to see from Yeppoli. Airbank is currently adding payments as well. So this is my short introduction. Happy to take some questions now. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much, Chris. I think it's a really clear and a really nice demo as well to show what you're doing. And great to have you on board indeed as well as member of Holland FinTech. So it's great to have you here, and indeed also looking forward to actually meet you in person. That would also be much more fun. Let's see, we've got some questions already in the chat. So if you haven't been able to type your question just yet, please feel free to do so. I'm happy to pick them up and ask Chris everything you wanted to know. One question by Elizabeth is what you're doing with Spring, if you can elaborate on that.
Yeah, Spring is an Amsterdam-based company which is providing a B2B payment solution for marketplaces, for business marketplaces. And they are predominantly using us for bank-based payments.
Okay, that's really clear. And I think that may also relate to what Jan Willem is asking for, is in your top example, what are the benefits of your solution compared to Ideal?
Yeah, excellent question, Jan. Ideal being a very popular payment method in the Netherlands, totally makes sense to use it there because you have a very good adoption in the market. However, the clients Yeppoli is usually working with are using us for payments or other open banking functionalities across several European countries. And so Ideal is, as far as I know, only available in the Netherlands. And so therefore, a lot of our customers are using us across Europe and outside the Netherlands as well.
Yep. Hope that's clear, Jan Willem. Yeah. So indeed, I think you're offering a much wider opportunity to see how you can connect and make payments or gather information. I don't see any further questions in the chat. Maybe first of all, one thing I'm just interesting about is how do you do your market approach, Chris? Because I think that's something also that other fintech entrepreneurs might find interesting. So how do you basically, with such a solution, how do you actually approach partners or clients directly to gain market share?
So we established our office locations, our international office locations in several countries by hiring country managers like myself who should have a bit of a network and an understanding of the market. So, and of course, when I started in September 2020, I started predominantly with a sales function. I'm more doing country manager functionalities now, but back then it has a lot of sales topics, and using the network, using references, using, of course, also marketing measures, everything that you do to create brand awareness in a market where you are probably not as well known as other players in the market as a UK-based company. So creating the brand awareness was one of the first things. And it's a crowded market. As everyone probably knows, there are a lot of open banking providers. So you have to show, explain, and communicate your what makes you different from those.
Yeah. No, I can definitely understand that. And yeah, well, thanks. That's also typically something that we are, of course, very much happy to help you with in this case. Yeah.
Thank you.
Great. Well, thank you for now, Chris. And perhaps we'll hear from you later if people really appreciate your pitch. So everyone, please let us know later. And now I'd like to go to Saskia van Kalsbeek from Funding Options. Saskia, are you ready?
I am. Can you hear me?
Yes, very well.
Perfect. Let me share my screen real quick.
Yes, we see it.
Perfect.
Take it away. Good
Perfect.
luck.
Well, thank you for having us in this first meeting of the new year. Hopefully, even better year than the last year, at least COVID-wise. So I quickly wanted to share a little bit more about Funding Options, about who we are, what we do, and also about how we do what we do. So we are an English company, both active within the UK and the Netherlands. So what I will share today is not everything is not live yet in the Netherlands, but I'm going to share a little bit the story of how we work generally, and some of the features that I will tell about will be live hopefully very soon in the Netherlands as well. So we are a marketplace for SME business finance. So basically, SME businesses find their way through us, and our mission is to make sure that the business owner understands what their different options are for their funding. So we don't give advice. So if someone comes to us, we don't tell them, hey, this is your option, say no more. It's our mission to make sure that they know what their different options are, what the different terms are, what the different processes are, so they can make the right decision for them as it is their business. So that's very briefly what we do. We can support quite a lot of different customers because we can offer quite a lot of different products. We have a very broad range of products available. These are the four main ones that we offer. So a lot of working capital products, asset finance products, property finance products, and long-term finance products. I'm not going to dive in all the different products now. If you ever are interested in how we serve different customers in these different products, just reach out to me and I'm happy to explain that in more detail. So we basically work with 3 customers. So the more obvious customer is obviously the SME business owner that is in need of funding. They come to us and we support them fully. This is either done in a fully automated journey, which I will explain a bit later, or done with some human interaction and a business finance specialist who's supporting them. Good to know is that our service is completely free of charge for the SME business. So there's not going to go an invoice to them for the service. Another customer of ours actually are lender partners, which are eventually the lenders funding the SME business. We collect all the information. We know what the requirements are of our lending partners. So we actually generate high quality leads for them. And because it's already packaged with all the relevant information, it's also, results in more efficiency for the lender. And therefore our commercials are also with them. So that's where our commercial model lies, with our lender partners. Our third customer are actually our introducer partners. So these are actually partners who send us SME businesses that do have some kind of funding need. So for example, we are a partner with ING. So ING serves their customers. If they can't help an SME business, instead of closing the door and say, we can't help you, they actually say, we can't help you, but maybe, get in touch with our friends at Funding Options and they can tell you what are your options, which improves and increase their customer journey. But we also have for other partners, which is the more key, is that there's actually an additional revenue stream. As we get paid, our introducer partners also get a part of that revenue. So there's also extra earnings in that. So how does it work for a customer? A customer comes through one of the channels on our website and fills in a quote form, just a general application form. They hit send, and then in the back, we do our thing. We do a lot of data enrichment. We have algorithms. I'll explain a bit later on that on the next slide. And then the next screen, what the customer sees are actually the different products that are available for them, like live products for them based on the information we have gathered from them, which can be 2 outcomes. It can be either already a full contract there for them with the amount they can borrow, the terms they can borrow, the interest rates, which is for them specifically, or there are just 2 more or a few more options with not really a live offer yet, but we can actually, with a dedicated expert support team, discuss it through them and see if those are relevant for them as well. But they can also go for one of the options which are already offered to them based on the information. And if they go for that, it's a fully automated journey without any human interaction. So how to dive in a little bit further, how would that work? So our customers come through us via our different channels. The customer fills in their information. We gather more information from third data partner providers. So in the Netherlands, that would be more like a KVK or Dun & Bradstreet score. We also ask the customer to either upload some information or to connect via open banking and open accounting, which we also gather more information from. Then on the other side, we have APIs with our lenders. We have that information and we share that information, all the data that we have, directly with our lender partners via API. They have an automated decision journey. So they immediately look at all the information we share with them and they directly send back to us within minutes, within seconds, the decision on if they can fund that or not. That can be a no, it can be a yes with the amount, the term, the interest, or we expect that we can offer this, we might need a little bit more information. So that's how we come to a fully automated journey. The customer can click through if it's an offer, and this is fully live, and we have funded customers like this within minutes. So from application till having everything signed and they can read all the terms for the funding within minutes. This is morely done for the cash flow kind of lending, so really the fast short-term lending more. And therefore we also do have a dedicated business finance specialist team, which is a little bit more for the more complex cases, or if there are any questions, our dedicated specialist team are always there to support them. So So that's just very quickly a bit technical how we work and how we want to become or are becoming that marketplace for very fast instant decisioning to make sure a customer knows what their options are. So yeah, I'm not sure if there are any questions. Can't see the chat.
I bet there are, Saskia. Thank you very much for your presentation. I think it's really interesting to see that. And what you're just curious, maybe to kick things off. If you look at the automation funding cloud that you use,
Yes.
would you? I think it's ideal for you because I think you get a much better feel of the whole flow and can compare actually deals much more. Would you
Yes.
expect that in the end to actually converge the terms of deals at some point as well? Because I can imagine that if you actually automate the flow and make it so transparent, that in the end also it makes much more sense to actually have standardization of terms at some point. Is that maybe an ambition of yours, or do you any expectations perhaps?
Yeah, so obviously at the end of the day, this is the way that we go. We start quite small. So at the moment, it's mainly the smaller working capital kind of lenders who also can offer that automated decisioning journey. So we start quite small now with the lower amount. So let's say up to 30, 40, that's €1,000 in request. That's kind of what we can offer. More the complex cases, property, asset, we still really would need some kind of experts to get a better grip of what the situation is of that specific business owner. But yeah, it's really our keen to make sure that it's very clear for the business owner, that's where you can pay back without extra fees, but you have it straight away. It's a bit more expensive, but you can't actually pay back without fees. So it's really about making sure the business owner straight away knows what their options are, because otherwise they start Googling and they probably end up at a website which actually doesn't even really is in their best interest. So it's really about making it a big overview for the customer and making sure all the terms are in there.
Yeah. Okay.
And we see that if the terms are in there and they're so aligned, we have more lenders, and especially in the UK, are actually changing their terms in order to make sure they're within that top kind of best offering. So we can also kind of direct our partners in getting a better offer out.
Yeah, great. Sounds good. Thanks. I see some other questions coming in from Ruud on how you're dealing with KYC at the moment. Quite a hot topic.
Of course, yes. KYC is with our lenders. So whatever we send and we have an offer out, a customer will always go through the KYC process, but it will be at the lender side. So we don't take the KYC with us. It's with the lender side, but that's done before they sign the contract. Yeah.
Okay. Indeed. So that's when you just make the referral in that sense.
Yes.
After the comparison, and then they go into the process of the lender itself.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks. Is your platform also available to non-EU citizens? Is another question by Rohan.
At the moment, the platform is available within the UK and the Netherlands, and we can serve customers who are, within the criteria of our lenders. What we see is that the lenders we work with in the Netherlands only can take businesses registered within the Netherlands and living within the Netherlands, and the same is in the UK. So whenever we have a lender that can work with non-EU, we can, but at the moment, that's not the case.
Okay, so it's relatively all the lenders, since the lenders all have a local focus,
yes.
They basically, okay, that's makes it clear.
So a long answer.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, no, but clear. Thanks. But from that point, any expansion plans already, or is still got your hands full with the UK and the Dutch market so far?
We definitely have our hands on full. It's always on the roadmap. It's all about having a priority, and it's not on our main priority list at the moment. Might change.
Okay. Yeah. Well, clear. Thank you very much, Saskia. Very clear story. Very well done. And thanks.
Thank you.
Please, everyone, check out Kahoot to let Saskia know how she did. Same for Chris as well. I hope you've been able to register him. Oh, we've got a breaking news.
I'm gonna jump in here real quick.
Go ahead.
Okay. So usually we have a way for you to rate the pitches on a scale of 1 to 10, but since this is Kahoot, we only have 4 options. So what you need to do is add up the numbers on your screen to rate the pitch from 1 to 10. So for example, if you think it's a 6, you can multi-select the 2 and the 4. If you think it's a 10, select all the numbers, and that's how we will rate our pitchers using Kahoot.
So, so the one with the best math fans wins.
Pretty much. Gave you a little bit more time, this one, to do some math, but the next pitches, you'll have about 30 seconds each.
All right.
So make sure you're logged in on your phone, and yeah. So we'll rate the Yeppoli one and the funding options, and then we'll go to the next two pictures.
All right. I hope everyone's able to fill it out. I see we still need some answers coming in.
So now, next on the list.
Yeah, it's Joep who's up next. But did you already put the rating for Saskia up there for funding options?
I've got it, yeah.
Okay, yeah, is everyone in any case able to also rate the pitch from funding options? That would be great. To clear your mind and be ready for the next one. And then we've got Vraagbot coming up, exactly. Joep is standing by there.
Yeah, it's actually, I have to make a bit of an excuse. It's not only me, it's me and Martijn.
Okay, well, I think that's all right. We can deal with the Siamese twins pitch.
We're interlocked.
Just wait a second for the rating to come by. I see it's now up on the screen. So please, everyone, rate funding options contribution. All right.
All right.
And then I think we're ready for you, Martijn and Joep.
Cool. Let's do this. Okay.
Please share your screen.
Sure.
And we're looking forward to hear from Vraagbot.
Yes.
But maybe to start already with the first one, it's going to be I think you already have been looking at the English challenge already a bit. What's it going to be?
In regards to Vraagbot, it's definitely a Dutch word, so it's not easy for any English person to say the word Vraagbot. So we have an English word for it, but since we are launching in the Netherlands, we'll keep it to Vraagbot. But you can say it's kind of disclosed. Yeah, it will come. It will come. But there's another word actually that's very very cool, and also for the English speaking people here, and that's Meetup. So actually. What it is well, Vraagbot is our platform, and we're going to tell you a lot about it as to what it is. But we are working on the Meetup principle, and Meetup is actually a model. And to say it, it's our own model, and we kind of fell in love with a model, which is also cool to say. But the Meetup model places the consumer in the centric mode. So whatever you want as a consumer, the market will facilitate that. And that's a totally different approach in regards to buying, for instance, consumer goods than what at the moment is happening. And this is still a bit abstract, but we will show you how it works on the next slide. So to make it more concrete, we have a platform where retailers can sell products to consumers. And as you can see on the screen, it kind of looks like a comparison site. We also have an Android and iOS app. But there's one major difference to comparison sites. It's a major difference, because on a comparison site, you click away to a different website, or you buy it somewhere. But on Vraagbot, with one press of a button, just one press, you can say, hey, I'm Martijn, or I'm Don, and I want to buy this camera. Market, please give me your best price at the moment. So there, at that moment, there's like a real-time bidding box popping up at all the retailer screens saying, okay, Don is now in the market for this camera. What can you do for him right now? And if you look at it from that angle, then it's completely different from any kind of site that's at the moment on the market, because this is the normal model. You go to a retailer, you buy it there. There's always a buying button on every e-commerce site. But there's never a Meetup button, in this case a Vraagbot button, where you can say, hey, market, do something for me and give me your best time offer, just only for me, a personal offer. And that's how you can let the market work for you. And that's Meetup. We're going from retail to Meetup. Yeah, so to summarize Meetup, which is the bigger picture,
you are, as a consumer, able to put your demand for a product out there with one press of the button and actually saying, I have a buying intention for this product. And retailers are able, with Vraagbot, to play into that buying intention with a real-time offer. So for consumers, it's a shopping platform, a one-stop shop actually. And for retailers, it's a lead generator where they can generate sales. Yeah, to get a better understanding, we'll give a quick demo.
So this is actually something that you can now also do at home for any product that you would like to buy, or at least a lot of product. At the moment, we have 24,000 products live and 20 retailers already working, responding to our bids. So
you're seeing our website, right? There's nobody. Everyone's muted. Let's see. Yes, okay. So there are all kinds of different products, like 24,000 actually. For instance,
that was a good one.
Yeah,
nice.
For instance, games. So this one was recently in the news last year with us. And if I click at the product, I see that there are 5 retailers offering the product, all with their own price. Now this looks like a comparison site, but if I click this button, all these retailers will get my request offer, as we call it in English, and they can respond real time with their best offer, because this is their initial price. For this price, including shipping costs, they also sell it at their own website. But there is, we think, if you as a consumer show, I want a product, I have the money right now, then there's a whole different buying and selling dynamic taking place. So we have actually, just 24,000 products, but there's one product we use for testing.
It's our baby duck.
Yeah, it's our baby duck. And we have 20 plus retailers on the platform active now, but this one is us, Vraagbot spelled backwards. So we're going to do a quick demo on how it looks for you as a consumer. So I place the request offer. I click continue. I have to log in real quick. So I log in.
This is the moment actually that already our machine worked, because so Joep is now a consumer. He says, I want to buy this rubber ducky. And at this moment, my app has given me a push notification saying, hey, there's a consumer here that wants to buy this ducky. And it's not only my push notification, but every retailer that has that rubber ducky on stock now gets this push notification saying, hey, there's a customer at Vraagbot. So now I can, within 20 seconds, I can just say, okay, let me just do it real quick. I'll give you a €4 discount, and you get 2 hours to comply or to take this offer, yes or no, and we're out. And at this moment, I think on Joep's screen, can you see?
Yeah, so I'm in my account right now. As you can see, I've placed a lot of request offers for thermometers. And I refresh the page, and I see I have one reaction from Dopgaarf, which is a retailer. Yeah, and he gave us a €4 discount, and I'm able to accept the offer. And of course, if there are 5 or 10 retailers for a product, you'll see 5 retailers here that's all give you offers. But I can decide within 2 hours if I want to buy this product for this price. Well, I think it's a good price, so I'm going to accept the offer, which closes the whole timer. And I accept it.
And from here, this is also what I think very important for definitely the fintech crowd out there. We have our own banking license, or at least a third-party license, so you pay on our site. So you can buy from any shop, or small shops, big shops, you know. And from there you pay to our escrow, and we make sure that the money is safe. So that's how you can have also the smaller players that you don't necessarily trust online still make you good offers. So it's a whole other way of making sure that your money is safe as a consumer, that you can buy from the market, and actually that you put all these retailers that at the moment have a big problem, you know, fighting the big guys. Also, give them a level playing field. Everybody can make your best offer, and you bring retail to a more equal place where it's all about trading, and not just about who has the most money for marketing and so on. So that's where I think we are leading a new kind of dynamic. And with that,
Okay.
That was the demo, I think.
Yeah.
Clear. Thanks, Martijn and Joep. I think a really interesting part. One thing that I was actually worried about is, first of all, is as a retailer, can I have my own robot to answer all these requests?
We're actually building it at the moment. So we make a difference in two kind of retailers: the small players who want to play into the buying intention as it pops up from a consumer. We call it pure retail players, and also the bigger retailers that have all their processes automated, which can use, we call it robots with a D, because you bid. That process is wholly automated. So
okay,
that's how you can also scale, of course. So, but still,
and can you actually also buy local? So can you actually select a group of retailers, for example, from your neighborhood or something like that, to actually also spark that behavior with buyers?
It's a thing you were looking into. So at the moment, the retailer can see if you are indeed coming from a certain city. So from there, you can, for instance, say, okay, I'm not going to give you any shipment costs, but it would be one of those iterations where you can easily say, well, the best deal for me is something that comes local, right? So these are the filters that are very easy to integrate and for retailers to stand out on. So it's not only price. In what we showed, it was the price, but it can also be that you're a local player or that you have a greener product. It's those kind of things that on our roadmap are definitely things that you can also stand out as a retailer or an e-tailer or a pure player, which is a me-tailer then.
Great. Thanks. We also got a question from Jan Willem. What's your experience so far? Are retailers equipped to deal with this? So what kind of responses are you getting from them?
Well, actually, they're quite enthusiastic. Also, of course, you have retailers that, as we say in Dutch, want to look the cat out of the tree, but just want to see where the platform goes. But we are surprised with the amount of retailers that are enthusiastic about playing into a buying intention of a consumer. Because if you look at a timeline of a consumer orienting till he buys a product, for a retailer, there's a lot of blind marketing actually, which he has to do. And they never hear what the consumer wants until they buy it. And with our site, the consumer can already earlier in that process give his buying intention, and the retailer can play into the buying intention, and they really like it. Yeah.
Another thing in it is, of course, in regard to that question, that there's a few big companies out there that are dominating that market, but definitely, for instance, in the Netherlands, there's a lot of small and medium enterprises that are still very good tradesmen. So they survived all the online warfare as is, but they never got really into that game. With this just one-stop shop, they can again get into that market without having to have huge marketing budgets, or because they have to do what they're good at, trading. And that's what makes it so interesting for these kinds of players.
Yeah, thanks. What kind of supplier products is your solution mostly attractive for? Asked Sjoerd.
Yeah, well, actually, we're seeing a division on of divided the two kinds of players I talked about just now, and that are the smaller retailers who actually find it attractive and interesting to bid and give their best price. And you can compare that actually to, for instance, eBay, which also is really big, of course. And there are the bigger suppliers, which in our sales, we already noticed they want to step into our platform, but they need the automated bids, the automated order, order processing. So actually all retailers can join the platform because it's also free on the first hand, and we only ask for a commission when a product is sold.
Yep. Okay. Clear. We've got two more questions, but I want to keep them a bit brief because of time. Will is asking whether that would also be an idea to give logistic information around the trades. Is that something that you foresee?
It is something that we're looking into, but of course, yeah, as a startup, we are very lean in doing what we do, and definitely in regard to logistics, this is already on the side of the retailer. So there are things possible there that can be optimized if you think from a retailer perspective. But first, let's get Meetup into the market and get this platform off the ground, and then definitely there would be things to do in regards to logistics. The whole market, if you think as a pure retailer, will shift like 15 degrees, being optimized in a different way, because yeah, it's far handier to do a lot of things.
Yeah.
If
all right.
On this.
And Amr is worried about the fact that he gets 1,000 offers and doesn't know then what to pick.
Yeah, no, that's true. No, but that's why we said you get them all in our environment. So you will just get the price in, and of course the system will start to filter if the price is higher or lower or better, or the deal is better. And with that, if you close the deal whenever you want to close the deal. And of course, your information is not shared with the retailer, so you're not actually opting into a whole new site on their side. On their side, you are just getting the best deal out of the market, and you only do business with who you want to do business with. And this is also a big plus. So actually, don't be afraid of those 1,000 requests, because you will get a good view over the market and shop at the moment that you feel comfortable with whatever deal comes your way.
All right, great. Well, thanks very much, Joep and Martijn. Very well done. I think we can rate Vraagbot's story, Wyndham, if we can put up the slides, so everyone could have a Kahoot rating. Thanks very much. Really interesting concept, and I think everyone's really curious how this is going to turn out. It plays in also very nicely, I think, potentially into the privacy aspects of the discussions that are being going on doing online deals.
Yeah,
thanks.
So please rate it.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Yeah, don't forget to stick around. We'd love to see, of course, how good you are with your fintech knowledge so far.
Don't worry, we'll stick around.
And go to the next picture.
Yes. I don't see him in the list just yet. Where are you?
Hello, I'm here.
Ah, there you are, Matos. Yeah, good to see you. Good to see you. I didn't see you in the list just yet. So we're looking forward to hear from you. Are you doing okay? Can you share your screen?
Yes, I'll start sharing my screen.
Yes, great. Yeah, we're very much looking forward to hear from you. Tell us all about Banking Lab.
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Narimantas. I'm from Vilnius, from Lithuania, and I'm here to represent Banking Lab. I'm very excited to be in Holland FinTech community. A few words about my background. I'm like 25 years of my experience in banking, so basically all my mature age. All the time I was excited in developing completely new products. So that's how we came to Banking Lab idea. And what is Banking Lab? Sorry. So Banking Lab is a group of companies operating since 2012, so it's already 10 years. And so basically we are technology provider, unified SaaS banking platform provider for financial industry. So far, we developed the integrated technology covering all major parts of fintech industry. So it's basically starting from identity compliance providing, core banking platform services, including crypto, traditional fiat money, and of course, payment cards businesses. So we launched around 50 projects successfully around the globe in 11 countries. And the purpose is to turn any good idea where fintech comes to us basically into real successful project. So around 30 clients today is live, and billions of transactions, billions of euros are being processed for our platform, and it's growing in high pace, around 50 to 100% a year. So talking about platform, it focus on 4 main pillars. So one is identity. So we see that being digital means to understand, to know your customer. And here comes the need to integrate that onboarding process, integrated and with different identification means, different know your customer understanding regarding the industry. Basically, all these are quite different. So the need is to have one. So this is one of the major part of the platform. The second part is, of course, digital banking and services, because we're in the digital field, so we need user interface, apps, web interfaces, APIs to connect to different shops, retailers, or other fintech providers. So basically, this is the second, our focus of our group. Core infrastructure. Today, basically, what fintech faces the complexity of infrastructure, because today we have 2 major, I would name it infrastructures. It's a traditional banking infrastructure with heavy regulated and compliance, basically. So another part is all the crypto and digital assets infrastructure. So the biggest challenge we face is how to deal with this complexity, how to integrate, how to launch the products. So to keep up to pace, basically, we need some connected, integrated platforms or solutions. So here comes Banking Lab, and we provide such connectivity. Within 10 years, we developed really sophisticated, I would name it, and well-done technology, which integrates very different payment networks, very different digital assets, crypto wallets, and different interfaces. And just to name it, about this complexity, we see how many of those exist. So just few of them. I will not list all of them, but all proprietary, globally known payment networks, the vast majority of banking products and digital channels, and of course, blockchain and cryptocurrencies. So the best example, because it's hardcore compared to the previous examples, it's quite tough to talk to 5 minutes, explain what is the core platform. So the best example for those, I picked 2 cases. 2 cases we developed completely new products and we launched successfully with our clients. So the first case is Bankera. This is the digital bank for blockchain area. Bankera basically had a challenge to make smooth and very uncomplicated banking for savvies who enjoy blockchain and crypto. At the same time, we want to use traditional payment cards and wallets. So that required quite tough understanding and of not only of technology, but also of regulation, connectivity, user experience. So when we started this project, like 4 years ago, we understood the deep and the complexity of the thing. So together with a team around 50 people, we developed connected wallets. Basically, we connected 2 wallets with blockchain and fiat wallet, and we successfully launched several projects, namely Bankera, basically, but we covered several projects for digital wallet, app, payment card connected, virtual IBAN connected, which is connected to the digital wallets for different cryptocurrencies, which is connected to crypto lending, which is connected to crypto exchange brokerage, and also provides open APIs so that everyone from the community is happy to connect to this platform basically and utilize all this experience. The second case, it's about mobile wallets. Just in the introduction, you mentioned that only few telcos basically cover this field. Orange and few others, except China, of course, which China is already much advanced. So we did such project 4 years ago. So basically the project to create first true mobile wallet. So basically 3 major Lithuanian telcos covering 100% of population. We decided to launch the mobile wallet and to develop the technology which allows to connect your mobile device to your mobile subscription, and using QR and NFC technology to enable mobile payments in retail, in e-commerce, and in different physical locations. So the success was, it was a pilot project, of course, so it's not full scale. So within 6 months, we managed to build 100,000 of end users, and we connected a number of different merchants and tested this quite successfully. So the users, they could pay for different stuff, coffees, etc., buy clothes online, spend money, connect the accounts, make automatic top-ups, etc. And the good thing is that underneath we have a full banking infrastructure. So it's not only connectivity to existing bank accounts, but basically they built a bank under the telcos, and they showed the capability with this mobile payment options were really true, they are possible, and that's I think in the near future all the European telcos should think of that. So these are 2 cases which showcase possibilities of our technology of Banking Lab platform capabilities to develop completely new products for market players who were never been bankers, like telcos, like retailers, like transportation companies, and to launch and embed financial services to their daily products, which I think in the future will be the big stuff. And actually, we're already developing similar projects with retailers. We hear about big players in the market, and big tech also looking to that. So I think that the finance should be embedded, and we, the Banking Lab, we aim to help fintech, not afraid, and we're here to deal with that complexity, and we're here to help fintech to develop very good ideas and launch the product within weeks' time, to test it, to pilot, and to start growing and developing it. So we cope with the technology, and we allow the fintechs to think of the business product, business opportunities, and the customers. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Narimantas. I think a really clear story, and I think it's quite interesting to see how you could can power other companies with financial solutions like this. So quite interesting. Let's see if everyone is if we got any questions coming in. We've got Will with a question on your KYC implementation. Do you offer KYC as well as part of the solution?
Yes, actually we have a full stack of onboarding suite, I would name. KYC is one of it. So it's KYC, KAB, ODD. It's also fully integrated with transaction monitoring and compliance suite. So basically, you can set up different KYC rules, even based on different risk profiles of the customers, and based on risk profiles, you can offer different products.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's really nice. Amir is asking whether you have also seen that there's demand from banks to use your solution in their digital transformation, or do you mostly see that the solution is being used outside of the banking world?
Yeah, for sure. It's underneath we have full banking technology, and we have banks also onboarded here, and we have banks which launched mobile wallets and banking products, mobile only or digital only. And that's, I mean, we have around 30% of our customers banks, digital savvy banks, and yes, for sure.
So maybe then a question that I have is, I think you're then a very good example of what everyone's talking about if we talk about embedded banking or embedded finance, right? So I think in the end, you can build in financial solutions into anything. And I think that's what you're aiming for as well, if you actually allow everyone to come up with financial services to build into their proposition. Where do you think that that's heading from here? Is that going to be confined, and are we always going to be having sight on really clear financial products because it's so regulated, the space, or do you actually see that they will become much more seamless in the future and much more integrated into other experiences?
They have to be integrated because this is what users expect, and the regulation is tough. So therefore the need for good integration between different parties needed, and we see that the future products, most of them are online. We just recently from the colleagues saw about betting in retail, which is a completely crazy idea, I think, but it's coming. I believe it's quite a good idea, but what does it mean? That by doing real betting and trading, you need real-time finance too, basically, and it should be seamlessly embedded so that user with one click not only could choose the right offer for him, but pay too, and he can pay. I mean, he can pay with credit too. I mean, not necessarily pay directly from a cash account. So we see that this embedded finance should be everywhere. We see autonomous automotive industry, right? It's coming. I think in every country, in every European country, we see a lot of stuff related to car sharing or different other stuff. So the finance to be usable basically should be embedded to the place where I take any purchase or stuff, basically.
Yeah. Thanks. Thank you for clarifying that. I think we don't have any other questions at the moment, so I'm going to wrap this up and of course ask everyone to rate your story. Thank you very much, Narimantas.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
For explaining the Banking Lab proposition. I hope everyone can pick up Kahoot.
I'm going to interrupt real quick. I tried to go back, but it skipped ahead. So actually the Kahoot is now at the pub quiz. So if everyone in Zoom could just send me a direct score 1 to 10, because Kahoot will not go back. Apologies there, Narimantas.
All right, no worries. I think this can happen. We're experimenting a bit with a new system here. So I hope everyone can appreciate that. So please indeed send to Wyndham directly the score of Narimantas' story for Banking Lab.
Yeah, and once I hit resume here, I think it'll start with pub quiz. Let's see.
Looks like it. Yes, there's the quiz.
Yes, there we go.
All right, everyone, please bring out your device quickly because we're starting. And time is of the essence because you get more points if you are fast. Klarna and Go Cardless have partnered to do what? Power bank debit payments, allow crypto payments, expand market offerings, or allow international transactions. Please let us know your vote, and then you're on your way to world fame, perhaps. Indeed, they power bank debit payments in the US. So that's an interesting topic that they've been collaborating on. Most of you got that right. For everyone who hasn't joined yet, you're still in time to join. So please pick up your device soon and get started. You haven't missed that much. Cedric is now doing best with Saskia and Lewis following. So let's see where we go into the next questions. We have, by the way, 12 questions in total today. So please pay attention, and there's plenty to gain. Thales, FPC, and MasterCard are doing biometric payments in which country? Ukraine, Poland, Romania, or Germany? Yes, it's Poland. I'm glad you all paid attention. Poland indeed is quite ahead and doing very nicely with that. Cedric's still on the ball, but we see that Saskia is still pretty close, and the rest might actually also jump in. So let's keep the pace in. Which European neobank was the first to launch mortgages in their offering? Was that Bank, Nickel, NextPay, or N26? Which European neobank was the first to launch mortgages in their offering? Indeed, Will, you're correct, but you should put it in Kahoot, not in the chat. Indeed, it was Bank. The neobank announced in December that they are also going to provide mortgages. And it's interesting to see actually that you see the neobanks moving closer and closer to the traditional banking models in that sense. Of course, still fully digitally oriented and quite fast, but quite interesting to see how they also begin to look alike. Indeed, let's keep the pace in with them. Very good. Central bank of which country is getting tougher on fintech firms? Is that in the UK or in the US, Brazil, or India? Where is the central bank getting tougher for fintech firms? This should be an easy one, I think. Although you could also argue that all answers could be correct. In this case, we're hinting towards Brazil, which was part of the monthly overview. Cedric seems to be going very well, but the other tops with another Martijn, Lewis, Saskia are still going on. Who did Visa acquire? Besides the members of Holland FinTech, we have Bank with an interesting spelling, Robinhood, Mambu, or Currency Cloud. Which one of those was acquired by Visa? Yes, that's Currency Cloud indeed. You all got that correct. Let's see if that got any changes. Probably not that much. Lewis moving up one spot. Let's see where it is. It must be Lewis Hamilton in second, coming in second. By how much did global fintech funding raise in 21 up until the third quarter? Was that 20%, 96%, 35%, or 3%? Yes, that was a tie actually between the 35 and the 95%, but it's 96% even only up until Q3. So that's quite a big bunch, as we showed in the research earlier. Steady still for Cedric. What was the biggest challenge for cybersecurity that we uncovered, or at least the media uncovered in December? Was that a crypto mining pressure, leaked minutes of the Federal Reserve, Log4j, or the Pan Am papers? What was the biggest cybersecurity challenge in December? That was challenging still, but indeed there is some pressure on crypto mining as well, especially this month since Kazakhstan also stopped the crypto mining, which was doing 1/3 of the global mining actually. But it was Log4j, the leak of a very common and very seemingly insignificant tool for Java, that appeared to have gotten a leak that was very much taken advantage of, actually also to do crypto mining, which was an interesting combination. Ruud is on the streak, very good to see. Another Martijn is picking over from Cedric. This is really interesting to see a change so far in the contest. Let's keep it up. We still have some questions to do. How many meetups, including this one, has Holland FinTech held to date? And it includes physical and online versions, we should say. That's 63, 84, 97, or 110. Nice of my colleagues to shoot such a nice video. Yeah, this is a tough one, I think, but it was, it could have been a 97, but it was actually 84 so far. We've been doing this since the first one was 23 October 2014. The next one in December 2014, and since then it has been there every month. So you can do your math if you'd like. Let's see what happens. Scoreboard seems pretty much the same. So let's keep on going. Which pitching company is the boss? The boss. Is that Yeppoli, Banking Lab, Vraagbot, or Funding Options? So we're actually going to ask the coming couple of questions about our pitchers. And indeed, I'm glad most of you paid attention. It's Banking Lab. They're the banking as a service platform. Ooh, Cedric coming up again. Let's see who else paid attention in the final questions. Which pitching companies makes connecting banks so easy? Is that Yeppoli, Banking Lab, Vraagbot, or Funding Options? Which pitching company makes connecting to banks so easy? Ah, yes, that's good to see. Everyone paid attention to Yeppoli's pitch. Very well done. Then we've got another one. Which pitching company helps business owners get the right finance in place so that they can trade, plan, and grow? Is that Yeppoli, Banking Lab, Vraagbot, and Funding Options? Yeah, that's a clear one. It's an easy one. I think these are all a bit for the gift. And the last one. Which company reverses the role of supply and demand? This should be an easy one for you, all of you. This should get a 100% score. Yes, indeed. Very well done. Vraagbot is indeed doing that. So that didn't change much in the end. And so let's see if we actually got another question. I think not. But then I think this, oh yeah, we go to the poll. So then actually Cedric is the winner of the quiz. Normally we would get a stage after this, but I think actually now we need the other questions as well. But for Cedric to, since you did so well on the test, please send a direct message to events@hollandfintech.com to identify yourself as the winner, because it's really nice that we can send you something as a token of appreciation and to show that you've actually gained so much fintech knowledge. And please play along with the other questions that we have here. We'd like to get a bit of insights in what you think and how we can improve what we do. What would you like to see at our next meetup? Bring it on.
I think while everyone types in their answers here, we can use this time to thank everyone for showing up. I think we had a pretty decent turnout for our first online meetup of the year, and we really hope to be in person as soon as possible.
Indeed, we're very much looking forward to that. And in any case, it's really great to indeed will for the networking. It's much better to actually do that. Also, we're looking into tools to make digital networking better, but that still is unfortunately not yet at the level where we'd like it to be. So I hope you can bear with us a bit, and I hope that this way we can connect you. For all the Holland FinTech members, you could actually go to the Holland FinTech member portal to connect directly. I saw in any case also that between Chris and Saskia, they might want to connect, so you could also actually do that there if you want, or ask us to help you connect, should that not be easy to achieve. And of course, we have all kinds of other ways of connecting in other events besides these, several roundtables, pitch sessions, matchmaking, and so on, coming up into our program. From that said, what in any case is coming up is the annual members summit on the 2nd of February. That's where all our members are coming together to discuss the program for 22. And that's also when then the whole program for the year will be released. So just 2 more weeks, and then you'll be able to see the whole program for the coming year. Yeah, this is really nice to get your feedback here. Networking beer, virtual beer. I'm not so sure if that's going to really replace the actual ones, but yeah, really nice. And I see in any case a request for blockchain. We've got many crypto companies that have pitched already before, but we'll definitely reach out to some for the next one. Yes.
Get this in Slack?
Yeah. Oh, you can also announce it.
I can also announce it.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'll just turn on my video also so I can say hello to everyone. Yeah, so the winner of the pitching contest by a hair is Vraagbad.
Okay.
And that was just over funding options.
Yes.
Well done.
Nice job, guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, nicely done. Yeah. Congratulations. Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers. Indeed. Good that you've got the weekend started already.
Yep.
Of course.
Any other things that we should mention, Wyndham?
Nothing else right now. Just, yeah, if you're a member, take a look in the member portal since we've launched that. And we've also begun to update our event calendar on hollandfintech.com/events. So keep an eye on that for upcoming events you can partake in.
Indeed. Great. For now, I'd definitely like to say thank you very much for joining. Thank you for sharing both questions and answers, because that's always helpful. And it's been fun to do this together with you. Looking forward to the next one. Enjoy your weekend.
Everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Cheers. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.
Thanks for the meetup.
Thanks.